Welcome to the Sierra Leone Embassy in Beijing, China.
47-year-old Ernest Ndomahina has been Sierra Leone's ambassador to China for 2 years. He's the youngest of all his predecessors. And because of the COVID-19 pandemic, he's been in China since it all started. That means he had personal insight into how the Chinese government has handled it.
A large scale of shutdown in some part of the city and other parts of this country gave me the assurances that to fight COVID, one has to have a strong kind of leadership and determined to ensure that your people are safe and protected. So I'm quite impressed, and it is very unprecedented what I saw in China.
Has China helped your country with the COVID-19 pandemic?
An African nation received a lot of support from China in terms of medical supplies, experts to advise our medical team on the ground. And also a lot of PPEs came from China, and also they gave us very strategic advice.
Actually, this is not the first time that China has helped Sierra Leone in a health crisis. China provided support when Ebola started in 2014.
Correct. When the Ebola struck our country, China was the first to come in, and President Xi Jinping was the first head of state to have explicitly coming out to commit, his country in supporting not just Sierra Leone, but the sub-region as a whole. And Sierra Leone being one of the epicenter, China came in very strongly.
Some countries argue that China should be held accountable because the COVID-19 was first detected here. What's your view on this?
It's scientifically proven that the history of human epidemiology, it's complex. So things can happen when it's about to happen. Are we to say because the Ebola was discovered in Africa, are we to say they caused the Ebola? No, we cannot say that. And so it is very much absurd and misleading to accuse China of this.
The United Nations lists Sierra Leone as one of the least developed countries in the world. Ndomahina says he's especially interested in China's measures to eradicate poverty, and he's traveled to different provinces to learn about the policies in person.
You go to cities, towns, you don't know where you are because it's like every city, towns are doing very well. Imagine 800 million people out of poverty within 4 decades. That is outstanding. And so, which means you have to change your mindset. Out of poverty, then poverty will go away from you. And that mindset is what I've seen in the people of this great nation, China. And so if I get all what it takes from what they've done to move their people out of poverty, then I will go back and advise my president, who is a listening president, Dr. Julius Madabio, and then we can also learn and move our people out of this so-called poverty.
The president of Sierra Leone visited Beijing in August 2018. The two countries agreed to strengthen cooperation in infrastructure, health, education, and fishing. So what progress has been made?
The Chinese side, they've done what the agreement states. Example, with the BNR initiatives, and the agreement states that 250 million RMB. Also, the assistance in food supply to the tune of 50 million RMB. Again, I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to the People's Republic of China for the great support we are getting for our country, Sierra Leone.
But some countries accuse China of debt trap diplomacy in Africa. Do you agree?
As an entrepreneur, if you are to go to the bank to secure loans, you are expected to prepare a pro forma kind of PL and a balance sheet. which means you are sure of what you are taking loans for. And also, which means you're sure of the details of those loans. That aspersions is premised based on Africa is immature. But to me, I don't believe in that because Africa has been in the financial world for quite some time. But let's say, yes, there are a lot of loans to Africa from China. That is fact. But let's look at the fact with regards the impact in terms of infrastructure, the impact in terms of what the livelihood of the people are. And so that aspersions or claims, to me, again, is absurd. It is but important for you to understand the fact and to also know that Africa is not a baby that just goes into a loan without knowing what they are going for.
After he took up his position as ambassador, Ndomahina says he renovated the embassy, including the yard. It's just a small part of his core idea to rebrand and change people's negative images about Sierra Leone and Africa.